Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Higgs, coming at you here Monday, January the 6th. As always, Upstone Chip Chirimbes joining me here. As always, we'll be doing a little NBA today, some NBA free picks. Put some money in your pocket. What did we do in NBA last week? Well, we're 13 and 15 with our NBA on the show. So we're going to try to get a little better today. Maybe we sweep the board. 2-1, we'll put money in your pocket. But again, these are our free picks, folks. Head on over to our sponsor, gamblersWORLD.net, for all of our premium action, NBA, college hoops, NHL, bowl playoffs, NFL playoffs. We got you covered. Like button, subscribe, notification bells. 3, 7, 30 packages are all guaranteed. You don't want to miss out on that. We show you a profit over that time, or we credit you back. The day pass is something I always like to tell people to do when there's a lot of games. Maybe not so much today. It's a light kind of college basketball card, FCS championship, and some NBA. But going forward, that's what you want to do when there's a lot of games. Now, speaking of a lot of games and how we're doing here, I got to, right off the bat, we got to say, Chip Chirimbes, a nice 14-1 bowl run in a college bowl pick'em, where you have to get these picks in before the bowl start. Right. And they're pretty much, from what I know, when they do these things, it's no lines. It's just straight up pick the winner.
Right.
So it's so easy to do. A K-Man can do it. Sure it is, folks. Sure it is. When guys, 2 days ahead of time, you find out 20 guys sit out of games. 14-1 Chip Chirimbes, 25 dimes in his pocket. Excellent job in the bowls. And just on the regular bowls, I mean, on the site here on Gamblers World, you're a 6-0 best bet bowl run. I always compliment you on your NBA, but I'm sure to talk about it. But I had to bring up great run by you there.
Thank you.
Cashing 25 dimes. Scotty Pritchard, who I do live with on the weekend, on Fridays sometimes, and other days he fills in for us. You do free picks with him. He was right. I don't know how he did in the Golden Nugget, but he was right there in the money.
Right.
Paul Bovey, Marc, me and him were all in the VSiN invite. They came. Paul and him were right there at the end. But you're a big winner. 25,000 Chip Chirimbes. This is why you come to Gamblers World. You got guys who are literally, obviously we bet our own games, and we say we win more than we lose. 25,000 for Chip. I tweeted the link out too on Twitter, so people, you can read it. It's real. It's he really did it, Yeah. So, but Chip, well, come on. We got to start with you there. Sorry there, Doug, but we got to get that. That's good stuff.
Oh no. That's he's the king for a day. That's how it works, right?
Hey, wait a minute. I want a longer reign than that.
Well, you get it because
come on, Chip. You know better than that.
He's hot. You're going to be the king for the day. You're still on top of the leaderboard here. But how was the weekend? And going forward, we got College Bowl. I don't know if you're locked into anything there, but tell everybody how your weekend's been.
Well, if you're talking to me, I mean, with the Megabucks, it was great because we lost the Megabucks in college basketball Saturday and NBA on Friday. We actually went 0 for 3, but swept the weekend, went 4-0 with Megabuck winners. And the big games have been coming through for us. Now 18-8 in the pros for the year, 18-4 in the colleges and football. So we just keep steamrolling. I think I'm 10-2 in the NBA with the Megabuck plays, and had a big winner yesterday with Oklahoma City over Boston. So the beat goes on. I'm just happy with my rhythm and the timing and the way I'm seeing games and the work. And, sometimes you feel like you get hit in the face with a shovel. I mean, going 0-3 Friday night, what a way to start the weekend. But I usually get conservative, give one game the next day, and then ended up 4-0 for the weekend. So it's working out pretty good.
Yes, it has. And I know about getting hit. I got hit with a bat. You can see my nose is crooked. It was about 15. I was on the on-deck circle. My buddy John, I don't want to say his full name, just kind of put his bat back like on his thing. Squished me, broken nose. It's all right. Well, you get some little hot, fix the nose. I caught the whole game.
Wasn't it Steve Yeager that got part of a shard from a bat, was split and got it in the throat when he was on deck? I mean, that was life-threatening.
Yeah, well, this wasn't too bad. It was just I already had a wacky nose. I never got it fixed. It's all right. It's part of the game. I know what it's like getting hit with little bats and not even having a bad day on the court or on the football field with bets. Doug, how was your weekend, my friend?
Well, first of all, two things with Chip is that congratulated myself, and then your Steve Yeager reference that for about 15 years afterwards he developed that piece.
Right.
That he wore. It's no longer worn anymore, but by anybody. But because I know why, because it's not cool looking. So that's they don't want to take away from their gorgeous looks behind a mask. Okay, with those helmets. But in terms of, yes, myself, I'm very pleased with what's going on. Disappointed yesterday, but boy, the last week of the NFL season, and me, I should just pass. Okay, that's all. Okay, I went 0-3. It was lousy. That Saturday got off to a bad start with that the Cincinnati guy running into the ball. Pittsburgh kicks a field goal, and yesterday wasn't even close. Okay, so but that happens. But as far as good news, well, hockey continues to roll. I got a play going today, 50-23 run right now. Last 73 plays with 67% somewhere's in there. So that's been great. College basketball, 6-1 on Saturday. Missed a play yesterday, but on a 16-7 run. Not NHL, college football. We're going into the last 3 games here. The last 6 weeks, 22-14. Happy with that. And the NBA is picking up. Not at Chip Chirimbes level yet. We're working on it, but we're making some progress here. And so happy with that. So yeah, pretty much everything is going well. And look forward to the 6 games this weekend in the NFL wildcard.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday for NFL wildcard. Get that 3-day pass this weekend because you're going to get NBA. I'm sure guys will have college hoops. There'll be NHL. There'll be NBA. You'll get a bunch of games in the 3-pack. And there's 6 games. You'll probably get at least 4 of them from most of the guys here. I'm going to say, if not maybe every game. So 3-day pass is definitely worth your investment at gamblersworld.net. For me, 19-9 bowl run. Not too shabby there. I'll take it. I'm having a good season with college football on the site. I think I have like a 55%, 109 and 87. Not too bad there. FCS championship game I got up on the site today. There's a college basketball game up 1 game. I think I'm number 3 in college hoops. Again, 154 and 120. Chip, you're number 1 in college basketball, by the way. 65%, 44 and 24. And I got to mention the guy who doesn't do videos, Rob Vinceleni, because he's number 2 in college hoops and number 2 in NBA. The dude is Kaiser Sose. Like, where is this guy? He's like the guy. Right. I mean, I've been on sites with him for over a decade, and he's always up here. He is. We were watching Usual Suspects. I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm like, the guy, he's literally Kaiser Sose. Like, nobody sees him. It's like this mysterious figure. It's just a face, and yet here he is. I'm only number 2 in the NBA. And then I'll mention somebody else on the leaderboard. We talk it, Doug's on the leaderboard, Chip, myself. Rob doesn't really do videos, but the guy wins. That's what it comes down to. That's what you want, winners. We got you covered here. Doug Upstone, you'll be looking at the Heat and the Kings tonight. 10 o'clock tip-off in this one. Sacramento 3.5, 223. They've won, 4 in a row since the coaching change. Doug Christie kind of, maybe a little younger guy. The guys like him more, whatever the case may be. The coach bump, however you want to word it. And then you have the Heat with the Jimmy Butler nonsense. They lose by, 30 or something at home. Just get crushed. Hit the road, Jack. Maybe it's better to get out of Miami. Most people love Miami. I think they probably are happy to catch a flight. What do you think on this one? A 3.5 and a 223.
Yeah. Initially I thought it was quite confusing, to be perfectly honest, because when I first saw it this morning, it was 2.5. So that was confusing to me because, as you mentioned, the Kings are playing better, seem to just a little bit more rhythm. And the thing about Jimmy Butler, getting suspended and stuff like that, the only thing I can say about his situation, $48.8 million no longer can buy you happiness. That's all I can say. Okay. When you're making that kind of money, it just doesn't work like it used to. As you mentioned, it's gone back to 3. It's gone up to 3.5 here. So Sacktown, which is my Jim Rome reference, to bring that up. The thing about Miami right now is the Heat, their defense, they've turned it off, the Heat. Okay. They have permitted a very un-Miami-like 118.9 points per game, 49% shooting by the opponent. So there's a real lack of continuity, a lack of interest. And I can only imagine Pat Riley must have gone out of his mind when Butler said that, okay, being an old school guy like he is, complaining about wanting to be traded, making that kind of money. Here's the thing, though. Kings, in their last 5 games, they're averaging 122 points per game, which is 7 higher than what their average is. And in these teams' last 10 games each, the straight up winner of the game is 19-0-1 against the spread. I'm going to go with Sacramento to win the game cover the spread. Okay, with that one, give me Sacktown on that one.
The Kings, they used to be called what? Sacramento by somebody on ESPN back in the day. So the
Okay.
Kings, 3.5. I'm gonna hold judgment on this one. This is actually, I have this on the site. So here's a good day for a weekly pass for me because you're gonna get, I think I have 8 games between today and through the weekend. So go get that. Chip, what do you think here on this game?
Well, Miami, the last time they played once already this year, Sacramento won 111-110. Previous to that, Miami had won 6 of the last 8. Had won 6 of the last 8 against this team. Hey, you know what? How about this Jimmy Butler? Have we seen this act from him before or what? And it makes me think about that. Be careful what you wish for, number one. And number two, sometimes it's addition by subtraction. Just having someone with a bad attitude around, poisoning the mindset of everyone else there. Miami might be actually better and might be refreshed here. Doug Christie walked in, I think, a week ago Friday, lost the first game. Sacramento's won the last 4 in a row. You mentioned that. And I think this game's supposed to play close. I mean, Sacramento opening 2.5 looked kind of suspect to me after the way Miami performed, and they're without Butler. So I would lean that way.
All right. You hear Chip has slight disagreement there, but the official show pick for record-keeping purposes that I do here for our show, Doug Upstone, the Kings -3.5. Again, this is Doug's free pick. Head to gamblersworld.net. He's on a 64% all sports run of late. Not too shabby. Get a package with Doug Upstone today. Game number 2 for Chip Chirimbes. Yeah. The Phoenix Suns. Maybe I should have threw this one to Doug because that's his state sponsored school over there. The Suns of Phoenix here versus the Sixers. Boy, oh boy, the Suns here. 3.5-point dogs. 223.5. I'll go back to what I said about this team. I thought way back when we did our preview show, I said, let's go over this total. They got a point guard. They got guys who could score. Yeah, has not been the case as they're sitting at 500 here. They're catching 3.5 from the Sixer squad. What's there say about it? I could say a bunch about being a MASH squad Sixer team, being favored. But Mr. NBA here, there's guys who call hoops. We got to call chips. I don't even know what's a good little basketball nickname for chips. The chips are down. I don't know. I got to think of something. We still got months left for me to figure out a basketball nickname for you in your NBA runs here, though, Chip. What do you got for us Suns in Philly?
Well, these teams, both of them, have been horrid against the point spread. Phoenix is 11-22. That's covering 1 out of every 3 games. Philadelphia, after a horrid start, 14-19 against the number, as well as straight up. Phoenix starts the season 8-1. And this team has won 7 of the last 24 games, and they're floundering. They're really having problems out there. I just think it's it may be a lack of defense. I can't see what's going on between these two here. I think this game is supposed to play under the total. I'm really not even. I'm kind of, in a bad spot with this one. I just can't see anything between these two teams. I mean, they've both been so horrid. Philadelphia's playing better. Is Embiid going to be out there? Is he? And Phoenix has just been terrible on the road. I'll play under, I guess.
Under 223.5. Again, you folks, this is a free pick here. All right. Yeah. There are games, and Chip is at the top of the leaderboard for NBA. If the guy likes something, he's not going to shy away from betting. You sign the free picks here. People like the free picks. Under 223.5. I would lean towards the Sun to Philly here. As you said, Suns started hot. They've been garbage since. Exactly. You want to put your money on that kind of team? I don't want to put my money on a team not playing good basketball. And then on the same token with the Sixers, who's suiting up? Doug, you're in Arizona. What is the temperature gauge here in Phoenix?
Well, it's in terms of interest in the Suns, it's rather cool because you mentioned 500. They're actually 3 games below 500 now with the latest losing streak. So to me, this is 2 rats in a hat. Okay, I mean, both of these teams stink. Chip's asking, why is this happening? You know what I think? My opinion, and that's all I can give, is I think the teams have veteran players who are not performing in terms of leadership role on their teams. Okay, I think that is the number one problem with both these teams. You look at him, to me, this looks like, or it smells like 3-week-old egg salad that's in a drawer. When you open the drawer, it's like, oh, wow. Okay. That it's not good. So where am I going with this one? I don't like either team here, but here's what I do like. Devin Booker, who I don't know why he isn't, but he should be the person that comes up, steps up. He's the leader of the team. Screw Kevin Durant, screw Beal. Okay, this is my team. Okay, you're 28 years old. You've been to an NBA final. Do something about it, and quit all the punk stuff that you get yourself involved into regularly. He's come back from injury. He's had a couple of lackluster games, but it caught my attention that his over/under for points and assists is 29.5, and his career average against Philadelphia is 33.9. So I'm going to go over 29.5 points and assists for Devin Booker.
So Doug Upstone saying, take a little player prop here. Points, assists, 29.5. I'm under the impression, like you're going to say, he can score just 29 points on his own without even dishing a ball out to somebody.
Right, yeah.
I mean Beal's never healthy. Durant's 35 or however old. He's 30. He's 34. He's got a 39-year-old body because he's played so many playoff games, and he hasn't been healthy. So there's that. Official play here in the video from Chip Chirimbes is the under 223.5. This is his free pick, folks. You head to gamblersworld.net. The man is number one, 76 and 48, 61.3%. Are you kidding me? In NBA, when we talk about guys like this, players out, motivation levels, coaches, we don't like you, we're going to sulk. And the man is in 60% on the leaderboard. Go get Chip Chirimbes today. Make that smart money move in your NBA action.
Oh, and before you go further, Sean, one thing I just want to say, I want to say thank you for not giving me the Suns and the 76ers game today. I appreciate that.
Yeah, sometimes I think like let's just stick with I'll hit like UNLV for Chip or whatever, like in state because you kind of. But on the same time, like you know what, that doesn't help because you'll have something to add to the conversation after the fact.
When you gave me that game, I'm thinking, what is it? What did I do?
I was also looking as I do the games. I got to kind of look at what I think the lines are going to be for some of these games. I don't want to give out, like
you have to.
Something's going to be like a 14-point line or some nonsense. Like I would have, the Knicks. 10-point faves here. You can't. And I want to make them competitive and not be kind of blowout action for us. Yes. And here's another one, another close game here. The Clippers, you just saw it pop up real fast. The Clippers plus 2.5 versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Total of 214.5 here. I'm gonna go right on this one we were talking about this last week with Doug and Anthony Edwards here, where he's just lackluster, uninterested, whatever the case may be. They traded for Vincenzo. That has not worked out. The trade has not worked out at all for the Timberwolves. This team was a conference kind of finals team last year. Maybe you think they take a step this year. Has not been the case. Again, 17 and 18, whatever they are. Clippers got Kawhi back. Is that good or bad? He played 20 minutes last game. I usually don't like it when the guys come back because you feel like you got to force feed him. He's a superstar. You got to get him into the mix. Well, they got that out of the way. Now you're catching a couple points. I'm going to take the Clippers here. I'll take the Clippers. I don't think a team like Minnesota, and again, this is kind of like the Heat or the Lakers when they got guys out. If you got problems with a superstar and he seems uninterested, how am I going to lay points with them as a favorite? They're going to just start playing better now? He's going to come in and have an epiphany today because the Clippers aren't down? I got to see something first before I start backing a team like that. Give me the Clippers plus 2.5. Doug, I know you're an anti-Minnesota guy yourself of late, so maybe you'll be on my side on this one. What do you think? Clippers plus 2.5?
Well, certainly in my heart and in theory, yes, I am, but just not completely down the road. Minnesota's last 9 games, 3 losses, 3 wins, 3 losses. Okay, I look at Chris Finch, their coach, and you know what? I feel sorry for him because the analytics department, okay, more than ever, keep firing those threes. Okay, so with Anthony Edwards, okay, what do you see? Well, you go to his ESPN page and you start looking at his 3-point shooting, and he's either hot or he's cold. Okay, and that's it. There's hardly anything in between. So then he's supposed to be the leader of the team. So what do? They mimic him. Okay, so you have this. Here's the thing. Minnesota, maybe somebody should bring this up to them, and I'm sure Chris Finch probably does. In their last 9 games of which they played under, they are 7-2 straight up. In their last 8 games that they've played over, they're 2-6 straight up. They have played 5 straight overs. Okay. Now you go to the Clippers, 20-15 straight up. If you look at the top 7 players for the Clippers and compare them to the top 7 players of Minnesota, this is an arguable point, and you feel free to argue with me, but I think, and forget Kawhi Leonard because he just came back. Yep. I would say that Minnesota is probably 3 to 4 points better, just straight up, okay, in terms of talent than the Clippers. But the Clippers, they come to play literally every single night. This team is only 23rd in scoring, but they're number 4 in points allowed. So I'm looking at this game. Clippers are on a 7-2 under run. These teams in their last 9 games are 7-2 under. And the Timberwolves, when they are home off 3 or more consecutive overs, they are 8-2 under. So I'm going to go under 214.5 in this contest.
Under the 214.5, great stuff by Doug there, and that kind of makes me like my Clipper play, because you're going to come out and play defense. You're going to be in a game. You're going to play defense. You got a shot, and that's across any sport. You're going to show up and have the team score less points or make it difficult. I'm alive. Speaking of alive, Chip Chirimbes is number one alive in his NBA. What are you going to do on this one? You're going to make us either look really good by taking the under, or side with us, or me and Doug are totally wrong.
Well, Doug's right about one thing. The Clippers come to play. I mean, they're 20-15 against the number, and they play defense. You know, the last 10 times these 2 teams have met is gone over only twice. And right now, the Clippers on the year are 13-22 to the over. So they're an under team. They're an under team all the way. Kawhi Leonard returned for the first time, and they annihilated Atlanta. And I don't know if that's going to happen again here, but I think this is an under. And Doug, you did have under, right? So
yes, correct.
I think that's the way to go here, just because of the trends. I mean, 2 out of 10 and 13 and 22. So I'm going to play under in this one.
There you go. The official play is 2.5. I think we're still alive there because these 2 guys both are on the under, and that means there's not a lot of scoring, and we're getting points. So that helps us. So thank goodness for that. Official under Clippers. Not official. Although it should be an official one. I should switch my play after that. We're taking the Clippers plus 2.5. Doug Upstone is taking the Sacramento Kings minus 3.5. Chip Chirimbes, the under Sixers Suns 223.5. Again, these are free picks. Head to gamblersworld.net. Doug Upstone has NBA and NHL up for tonight. Chip Chirimbes has real fast what he's got up for tonight. Here we go. Whoa, loaded NBA power play. Megabucks winning the NBA. And we said, what, we're 9-2 Megabucks run, Chip?
I'm not quite sure. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry.
No, but when you're doing, that's usually what happens when you're going poorly. When you're doing well, you should be checking every day.
Yeah. No, but it's almost better. You're like, I'm just you get it. You're creatures of habit, right? We don't worry about it.
We think about it. Going. I really don't.
Yes. And, well, I'll say, because I just pulled up 15-5 with his Megabucks play night plus a triple play of games for the NBA from the number one NBA. Go get it.
For Chip, that was close to, the words weren't quite there, but that was close to a Yogi Berra-ism. Okay, I'm doing well, so I don't really want to know.
I don't want to start thinking about it.
Oh, right. That's it. I mean, yeah, just if I don't think, I do better.
Yes, you can, because then it's like
getting married.
Then it comes into like the jinx you get. You're like, oh, look at this. You start patting yourself on the back too much, and next thing you know, you're on a 4-17 run. Yeah. No. I agree. So let the other person say you're doing well, and then it's okay.
Try to stay on an even field.
You have to in this biz. You know that. You have to. You can't get too high or too low.
Right.
Again, Chip, Doug at gamblersworld.net. Me also, FCS championship game tonight. Go get it. I have that posted at Gamblers World website. Like, subscribe, notification bell. You want to leave a comment? We're open to comments. Come in and say hello. For Doug Upstone, Chip Chirimbes, myself, the 3 of us on Thursday will be back we'll talk a couple little bowl games, but we'll be back with we're not really going to jump into in-depth of those, but we will brush over the college football playoffs on Thursday. Gentlemen, good luck this week. I'll see you again. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care.